disregarding your objections to the actual question, what do you bring to the table? Disregarding your actual objections to somebody asking you that question, what do you bring to the table?
I'm not going to answer this question. This is just something that I wouldn't answer in a date. I'm not going to answer here.
Fine.
I'm not going to answer how many books I've read.
Okay.
It's that power dynamic. And I know a lot of you don't see this and don't maybe even have that level of understanding or discernment, and it's a different generation, but it's a thing. Do you expect a guy to pay on the first date? Yes.
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
Should we go around the table with that one?
Give me just a sec. We will go around the table on that.
Raven
Yeah, thank you, Raven.
donated $100. The answer is nothing. She brings nothing to the table.
That's what he's inferring by your choice to omit answering that question. But, okay, so what do you expect men to bring to the table?
Integrity, clarity, consistency, strong connection to divinity, not necessarily religion, but some kind of purpose-based lifestyle, emotional availability, emotional maturity.
So what is the female equivalent of that?
The same.
Then why wouldn't you just say that at the table when he asks you?
I could repeat myself over and over again. This audience and everything is a very specific subset of the population, a small percentage of the population. So a lot of people aren't really watching this. The majority of people aren't watching this. No offense, you guys have a great following, and they're not into this community. So I'm wanting somebody outside of this small community.
Into the mic, please.
I'm just wanting somebody outside of this small community, and once I see that somebody is kind of programmed by this community, and we could get into like the Matrix and the red pill and the blue pill.
Right, but that's not my question. Why would you not just say those same things that you just said? I'm sorry. You just said, like a list of all of these things that you would want in a man, which are very good things, by the way, but at the same time, if he asks you that, why is it so wrong of him to ask you so that you have the opportunity to respond to him in that way?
It's not wrong. It's specifically more or less the terminology and then the alarm that kind of tells me that he's into this community, which I'm personally not interested in, somebody from the red pill community. So can you ask? It's a red flag, essentially.
Okay, it's a red flag if somebody asks what you bring to the table.
Yes.
Okay, I assume, do you bring things to the table?
No,
I'm not asking.
I don't bring absolutely just nothing.
Are you just being facetious, or?
I mean, I'm looking for a partner that is on my level, so.
What's on your level? What do you consider on your level?
You're trying to,
I'm not trying to do anything.
Terms,
I'm literally having a good faith conversation.
I just told you. Integrity, clarity, consistency, being purpose-based, living a more purpose-based life, being transparent, having authenticity. I mean, these are just general characteristics that I would look for in somebody and vice versa.
Okay.
But that specific terminology, it's just going to tell me,
Okay,
hey,
fine.
I don't want to waste either of our time.
You object to the specific question or the specific terminology. Would you want a guy to, you said you had a kid, would you want a guy to like pay for a babysitter so that you could go on a date with him? Or would you handle that?
As I'm getting to know him, no.
But
like
down
right in the
down the road?
Well, if we're going to become in a long-term relationship that's leading to marriage, we're going to become a family at some point down the line. So would I ask him initially to pay for a babysitter when I'm just getting to know somebody? No.
Do you have kids?
Yes.
Yeah, she has
I have a son.
Are you married?
No.
Okay.
Is the father in the picture at all, or?
No, he's not.
So you pay child support?
Nope.
Wow.
Is it like a one-night stand or something?
No.
Gone wrong?
No.
Gone pregnant?
No. So
Okay.
I've never had a one-night stand.
Okay. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Did you have? It looked like you had another question, or
Is this bringing up judgment of
No,
shame?
no,
of
no,
a
no,
single
no,
mother?
not at all.
No, no,
Okay.
no. It's
No.
just. It's just like, why are you single? Like, is it different because you have a kid, or is it like is it harder? Like, I'm just.
I don't know if it's necessarily harder. I just haven't met that person yet. I've been in multiple long-term relationships.
But why
and-
has it not worked? If like you obtain so much knowledge, like I don't like if it were me coming to you, it's like asking someone. It's like asking a doctor if the medicine worked and it's not working for them. So it's like how. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it hasn't worked for you, how can you guide others? I'm just trying to be
Yeah, a
respectful.
lot of people do feel that way. I don't personally feel that way. I don't feel that every family therapist has to be married in order to give you the same tools that it takes to sustain a marriage. I haven't met that person yet.
Right.
There's a lot of people have all the tools and haven't yet met that person, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of pushback of, oh, this or that is wrong
No,
with her. And
I mean, right.
Not from you, but from the community.
Right. To guide a family,
But,
I would
yeah.
expect you to have a family. Because you can, or to guide a family to become a family, I would expect someone who has experience in, you see what I'm saying?
I
Like,
do
that's
have
just
experience.
me personally.
Most of my relationships have been around 3-4 years long.
Right.
So I'm not like, I've never
But
been
that
into
would scare me.
casual dating.
That would scare me. I'd be like, holy shit, she's been in a relationship for 3 to 4 years, it didn't work out. Like,
That's fine. And then
You
you
see
would,
what I'm saying?
Your,
like what advice could you give me?
well, if that scared you and you didn't want to come see me, you would probably just want to specifically make sure that you go to somebody who is in a long-term marriage. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if that's a specific, some people won't see therapists who only have a master's degree. They really specifically want somebody with a doctorate, and that's completely fine.
Yeah, we just have to agree to disagree. Because I couldn't, like, that's like taking parenting advice from someone who's not a parent. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just wouldn't make sense to me.
Yeah, to an extent, but there are a lot of people who are teachers who are not parents. There are a lot of people who are family therapists who are not parents, and you're just, I get the
Right.
I
You get what,
the
yeah, you get what I'm
level
saying.
of
Yeah.
understanding, but it's, yeah, and
Right.
people are of their right to have that. That's completely fine, yeah.
okay. Well, this all stemmed from the 1 to 10 rating question. Basically, look, the point I'm trying to make is if you think you're hot shit and you're not, reality is going to slap you in the face. And it plays out a little differently between men and women. As a guy, if you think you're fucking hot shit and you're like obese and a basement dwelling troll and you live with your parents, like, you're not going to go get a Victoria's Secret model. The difference, though, between men and women is that men will welcome the easy access to sex. So you have women who are capable of, you know, maybe they're a little overweight, maybe they're average looking, whatever it may be. They can get with like a guy who's maybe more attractive than them. And unfortunately, a lot of guys are going to string that type of girl along. And then she's going to get hurt. She's going to be like, he doesn't want to commit, or she's just going to keep chasing after a certain tier of guy. And then once you've been with a certain tier of guy, the guy who's actually on your level, once you've been through a bunch of guys in your 20s who you're going to want to settle down with when you're in your late 20s or 30s, the guy who's actually on your level, you're going to settle for him, and it's not going to make for a healthy or productive relationship, in my view.
I think a lot of that stems from a modern standpoint of women overall in the dating world have unreal expectations of what they expect out of a man, but not out of themselves, if that makes sense. So it's like women expect men to do this and that, but then it's toxic femininity when you say, okay, well, can you clean the kitchen? It's like, then everyone's like, whoa, you can't say that. It's like,
Sure.
I believe very heavily in gender roles. And
Yeah,
I feel
me
like
too.
it works. It's been proven to work.
Sure.
And I think from a modern standpoint, it's becoming less and less.
We're gonna move. Did you have a
I
final
do.
thing?
To touch on this, I do agree to some extent. Gender roles are huge. I don't like blanket statements. I don't think that they work for everybody, but I think that they're great. But the looks rating thing, I think that we can replace that woman having to chase with the, like, similar to work that I do, healing, releasing chasing patterns, not chasing, having stronger discernment, and only entertaining men that are clear and consistent in their words and actions instead of a physical rating scale.